Hi, so I'm making this video to just kind of, I guess in a way, address a couple of things that's going on and stuff that I've seen on YouTube and online that's kind of, I guess, bothering me in a way. Okay, so I've been on YouTube a lot recently, and I came across this YouTube channel of this woman called Leah Tyverly? I don't know. But she is a woman, she's a feminist, I'm pretty sure. And she's a Terf. And if you don't know what a Terf is, Terf is an abbreviation for trans exclusionary radical feminist. It's not a slur. It's the fucking truth. It's the truth. Because, okay, so Leah in specific, she has a lot of videos, quite a good amount of videos talking about how well, for example, I just watched some of a video that she posted how trans youth, like the inherent traits of autism that trans youth has. I don't know, I'll try to link it in the description. But she's made videos talking about how trans youth have autism, and she's made videos about how if you are transgender, you were abused at some point in your life. Basically, she's like the feminist version of Onision. That's all that I've come to realize, except hopefully, fucking hopefully, she's not a pedophile. Because the thing that I've noticed about her is that she's a projector. She likes to project things such as the idea of trans people being abused, right? And Onision does the same thing, talking about how, like, oh, nobody should be abused, blah, 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 trying to seem like a big advocate and seeming like, oh, it's not okay for people to be abused, but in a sense to where it seems almost like they're trying to make it seem like they don't abuse people. They don't abuse anybody, if that makes sense. And I can tell you from experience of being a victim of verbal and mental abuse, it's not fun, and you can easily spot when somebody is trying to cover up the fact that they are abusive. By saying, when I say that she's projective, I mean that she projects her traits, and she projects how she feels. Like, she knows she was probably abused. Let's put that out there, that she may have suffered some sort of trauma or some sort of abuse, and she obviously knows that, so she tries to put it onto other people, you know? It would be the same as, like, if I were to say that I'm selfish, and I know I'm selfish, I would call somebody out and say that they're selfish, to make it seem like they're the bad guy and I'm not, and trying to be manipulative and manipulate the situation as a whole. So that's just one thing that I've seen that's awful. Like, I'm not the type of person to judge, and I'm not the type of person that would even think of making a YouTube video about somebody. But it's like, god damn, are you really that unhappy with your life that you have decided to go after trans people with no reason? No reason other than the fact that women who were men look more feminine than you. That's like the only reason. And she calls women who do makeup, she calls makeup slave paint. She calls women who shave or do anything feminine, or people that do anything feminine at all, handmaidens of the patriarchy, or hops. And she calls trans women Tims, trans identifying male, trans men, TIFs, trans-identifying female. And honestly, it's just the biggest crock of bullshit. Like, I hope that she's a troll. Because, I mean, like, she looks like one. But I just hope that she's a big-ass troll. Because it's getting ridiculous. And it's getting to a point where, as a trans guy, and as a trans guy who's pre-transition, it's kind of unnerving. And it's a little upsetting to see that there are people like this, you know? Because, personally, in my, like, personal social life, I would have to deal with people, you know, giving me the side eye and all of that. This isn't about me. But anyway, and just people who are trans in their personal life have to deal with that kind of bullshit already. So to have to come online and to see this type of shit already just is just so tiring, so mentally exhausting. You know, it's just so ugh. And the second thing is, like, or another thing rather, is that just how uncomfortable in your life, how awful do you have to feel about yourself to try and control other people's lives? Like, I know it might sound a little bit hypocritical coming from me, because, I mean, I'm kind of talking bad about a person, and I realize that. But I'm not, like, coming at feminists and saying so much and being, like, saying all feminists are bad. You're not really a feminist. You're not really a lesbian. You just haven't found the right man yet, and you just haven't been around the right men. Like, that's just bullshit. Like, who would say that? And why would you say that? Why would you say that to somebody who has certain point of views and who has a different experience in life? You know, I'm still very young, so I don't have that much experience in life, but I have just enough experience and just enough common sense to where it's like, I know better than to go after a group of people over and over and over again. And so do YouTubers like Storm Ryan or Calvin Guerra, who I watch, or Miss London, Blair White, Sam Collins, not to drag any of them into the mix, but, you know, like Ariel Scarcella, just so on and so forth. They do, I will admit that they do a lot of there are plenty of videos in which all of those people have talked about trenders at some point, but it's different because it affects them. Transgender people do not affect Leah. Transgender people just want to live their lives, and just go on about their day. They're not trying to hurt you. And if you are a trans person that tries to hurt other people, you're an awful fucking person. If you want to hurt people in general, you're an awful person. And if you just consistently make that your brand, hurting, like, coming for a group of people constantly, and you make that your brand, and it doesn't affect you in any type of way, but it helps you gain clout, and it helps you gain some sort of popularity, and you benefit from that, you're an awful person. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But you're an awful person. And coming from somebody, talking about myself here, and coming from somebody who has been abused, is transgender, and doesn't usually do these type of things, like referring to the video, that says a lot. Like, yeah, I might have some bias because I am a tranny, and I have been verbally abused before throughout my childhood. I was I didn't have the best childhood, I'll put it that way. So I might have a bit of a bias, but at the end of the day, I know it's people like Leah that make me realize that I know and come to the conclusion that I know that I'm a good person. And it makes me realize that I'm not as bad as I think I am. That took a turn. But my point with this video is that, Leah, like, if you see this, which I'm sure your Terf cult or whatever the fuck it is will send this to you. If you see this, which I kind of hope you do, get your head out of your ass. You're a grown woman. Stop coming for other people because they have different political views. Be more mature. Do your research and stop being a bigot. Please. Thank you.